Hi. Andreas here, Grecian Thunder. Time for Wax Diabolique 23. Um, as you can hear, it's quite silent. That is because my record player is not here. So, yeah, basically, this is really cool, too, because Supra Wes, down in Florida, just got a new cartridge. Um, the Ortofon 2M Red. And I took my Technics down to um, a shop here in Portland that does, like, you know, hi-fi stereos and things like that. And they carry a bunch of cartridges and higher-end audio equipment. And picked out a 2M Red myself and am having it installed today. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. Those things are fucking heavy, man. The Technics 1200s, it's like 30 plus pounds. So, really excited to hear the difference, despite the fact that I run it through a DJ mixer into computer speakers. I'm sure the difference will be obvious. Anyway, we're here to see some records. There's a couple of records I have stories about that I'm going to show in another video. But I'm going to show this stack right now. So that Warped record I got, I took it back and they unfortunately did not have another copy. So I just grabbed another one that I knew I was going to get anyway, because I want to start getting these guys in my collection. Dead Moon. This is basically Portland's impresarios of dirty rock and roll. Been around for 20. They were around for 20 something, some odd years, and then got rid of their drummer, Andrew Loomis, who you can still see around town drinking like a fish, and picked up another drummer. Oh gosh, what's the guy's name? I can't remember right now. Or now Pierced Arrows, but this is Dead Moon in the Graveyard. This is a reissue on Mississippi Records. Really, just dirty rock and roll. Glad to have it. Glad to have some hometown pride. Up next, this is a used record I picked up. Frank, Mr. 666 Skulls, up in Montreal, showed a record from this band like months ago, and they were kind of on my radar, and so I grabbed this Religious Knives. It's After Dark. It's a band out of Brooklyn. I'm not sure, this might be their debut, but listening to it, it's a lot of organ, piano, electric piano, xylophone, guitar, synth, some percussion, some drums, some bass, Oop. Hello. Got a little drunk last night. But yeah, it reminded me of like a bad soundtrack to like a bad horror movie from like the 60s or 70s. Like the music isn't really like whoa, or anything, but like it's got that campiness to it. And actually, I'll probably grow to love this record quite a bit. Up next, I've been looking for this record for a while. I know it was reissued a few years back. A few years, probably 10 years ago. Yeah, 11 years ago. I actually saw them. They reunited for a show in Dayton, where they're from. This is Toxic Reasons. This is Independence. It's a collection of their songs. Put out by Beer City. And Dayton, Ohio punk rock, basically. They kind of got a big name for themselves in the early 80s. Toured quite a bit, played with a lot of seminal punk bands from that era and that area, like the Zero Boys out of Indiana, and tons of bands, like DOA, um, MDC, just so many bands. They played with the Dead Kennedys, and actually, I Ed Pittman, the singer, is a very interesting character, local Dayton phenomena back in Ohio. But really glad to have this. I'm getting more punk in my collection lately. Speaking of punk, I picked up another one of the Bloodstains comps. This one is from Sweden. So Jonas Anders. I don't know if I'm subscribed to any other Swedes, but I should be, because Swedish people rock. Very awesome. Especially the last track on the second side. It's a band called Below Darna, and it sounds like it's giving it some Velvet Underground feel to it, but I think it's like more, I don't know, I wish I could play it for you, and I probably will in a future video. And then there's another song on here by the Rude Kids called Ragar is a Bunch of Motherfuckers that Turbo Negro covered that song on, I think, Ask Cobra. And I finally found out what a Ragar is, because I thought it was a band, but apparently it's a Swedish name for greasers driving big American cars. Bashing up punks was a favorite pastime of theirs. So they wrote a revenge song in their honor. But yeah, this is these comps are really cool, and I wouldn't say it's all punk either. It's just like, I don't know. Well, I guess it is. Whatever. Punk's a state of mind, right? I'm a punk. This was a very interesting record, and I picked it up. There was the sticker. I might still have it here. Yeah, I'm gonna read the display. My room's a fucking mess. All right, so this is the band's called Alex Delivery, and the album's called Star Destroyer. This is from 2007 on Jaguar. Think Can or Faust, all mashed up with the personnel disco of Arthur Russell. Think of the electric organ of Terry Riley's Shri Camel, slowly morphing and perpetually in motion, but remaining in step with the guitarless and marauder-charged Sparks. And think of a more composed Dead Sea, where Michael Morley sings about Big Thunder Mountain while holding a beach ball in one hand and fending off the digital shards of musique concrete humming around his ears with the other. Alex Delivery does not sound like anything you've heard before. And it could have been something the band wrote, but I really enjoyed this record. It's one of the favorite things I picked up this year so far. So, it may not be for everybody, but yeah. Pitchfork, I don't think, gave it a very good grade, but fuck those guys. Oh yeah, my roommate was talking to me about these records the other day, and this is another comp. I love these. I used to, a friend of mine collected all of these back in Ohio in the 90s when they were coming out, and I thought they were out of print, and I'm so glad I found it. I might pick up a couple more just because they're so fun, and I'm sure a couple of you may have these already, but it's the Las Vegas Grind series put out by Strip Records. Basically, it's all that campy 60s shit that is awesome. Just like, raunchy saxophone, weird drums, vocal bits that are just like, talking about like, gorilla burgers and shit. But yeah, these are so cool. Just good grind stripper music for the 60s. I don't know if any strippers would dance to it now, ever since Def Leppard came out. Oh, Derek, you bastard. I picked up the Faust tapes reissue. As soon as you mentioned it, I was like, you know what? I still haven't got any Faust. We've been talking about Faust. You know, Derek especially, the Faust champion. How influential and great this band was, and like I had heard a few tracks, of course. But then when he recommended this for the Space Rock album, I was like, that's going to be the first Faust for me. And this is the reissue. It kind of has like the cover you showed with the clippings I like, but this has like that. It almost is like an homage to Joy Division, which is weird because Faust came first. This album's from 73, I think. 71 to 73. This was recorded. These songs were recorded. Awesome. This is great. Um, Better than Can, I would say. I mean, I know that's near blasphemy, but this is great. And actually, I had relations to this last night. I know that's too much information. Yeah, definitely getting more Faust. Wow. And she was happy too. I'm sorry, kids. I'm just so happy. So, and then finally, you know the drill. There won't be a Wax Diabolique, at least for a little while, without an update from the youth. And I picked up the Eternal 180 gram vinyl edition. IL3 Comedy has also picked up this very recently. And I don't know, if you don't have this yet, you should. There's Johnny. 2 albums. I think, honestly, I mean, now that they're gone, I mean, I know they recorded like something for the Sonic Youth Records label, a soundtrack to a French film, which was the 7th one, I think, after this. But as far as a proper Sonic Youth album, I think this is a good swan song for them. Really dug pretty much every song on here. Came with a digital download, unlike pretty much all the others that I've picked up. And I'm curious. I'm thinking about buying the colored versions of the Sister Evil and what's the other one I need to get? Oh, Bad Moon Rising. Because just to have them. But yeah, this record was great. I loved it. Of course I did. Sonic fucking Youth. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for now. I will have a couple stories once I actually get my player back and get to listen. I'll show you guys the cartridge too. And yeah, there's one record that I got very recently. Really great story. So that's what you have to look forward to. Until next time, everyone, I love you. Thanks for watching, and I don't have a catchphrase. So, and thanks for everyone who's entered the contest for my 300 plus subscribers thus far. Space Walkers plus Revenge. I'll probably give you my answers when I reveal the winner next week on the 15th of March. So, yeah, you guys rock. I love you guys. And thanks, Derek, for the Faust.